G'day guys, wanted to talk to you today about the new wall balls from Iron Edge. Basically when we talk about medicine balls or wall balls, there's two categories we look at. There's what we term a live medicine ball or a live ball and a dead ball. Now a live ball has a fair bit of bounce to it. Now if you've ever used sort of the colourful balls in the gym, they can be really handy for some options, but for athletes that are working by themselves trying to be explosive and express a lot of force into the ground or into the wall, a live medicine ball can be really problematic, especially in a busy facility, especially with a young athlete that may not be experienced with how to use medicine balls. A wall ball is naturally a little bit more dead. So it's not so dead that it doesn't bounce at all, but it bounces just enough that we can utilize it for some rebound work, but not so aggressively it's going to take someone's head off. Now, what I mean by that and why it's so important is if we look at Nathan here, if he's going to do a standard ground slam, you're going to be using a lot of force to put into the ground, reaching tall. If this was a live medicine ball, what we'll naturally see is this tend to occur. He'll slam, but try and keep quite vertical so the ball doesn't come up into his face. By using a ball that's slightly dead, it allows him to have a lot of force into the ground, but actually use his hips and hinge as he goes down. So as he gets tall, he can actually collapse into that athletic base position, which is really important for us to teach for athletes, especially our young athletes that are just learning it. Great option using the Iron Edge wall ball being not so live and not so explosive off the wall is having rotational options against the wall that we can start to teach the athlete how to drive from the hip, create some rotation to produce force and to produce some power. So if Nate's using it here, what we want to look at doing is often using the cue of putting the ball into the hip pocket, and we want to start by driving from the foot up into the hip to deliver the ball. So as a bit of an error, what we often see is an athlete just using their arms. So if Nathan's just using his arms and starting and initiating by his arms, starts to look a bit like this. Quite stiff lower body. So what we start to notice is a lot of effort put into the upper body and not this seamless flow from the lower body up into that upper body. So if we start to transition and do it properly, we start to take the ball from the hip pocket and we actually produce force from the foot up into the hip. We'll actually see him push off the ground to deliver that energy up into the torso. And you can see from an explosive standpoint, he's going to produce a lot more power.